Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Eternal Evolution. For today's video, we're going to dive into Twilight and give a quick overview on some of the basics of how you can be most successful in this content. Alright, now before we get into it, I do want to give a quick shout out that I did write an article for hellhades.com to go along with this. So if you prefer the written format over video, you want to look at some stuff instead of just talk about it, hear about it, well, head on over there and check it out. I'll be sure to link that as well. I'm not sure if the link will be ready before or after I post this video, but I will include that too. So basically, we're going to just do some Hydra basics. That's what I used to write for Not editing that out. I'm really tired, guys. We stay up really late on Wednesday nights because I stream really late, like Fridays as well. Anyway, I used to write Hydra articles for hellhades.com as well. When I hear that, it's where my brain goes apparently still. Anyway, no Hydra. This is not Raid Shadow Legends. Let's get into some Twilight. So here we have basically Twilight works in a chapter-like format, and every day you can push your content to the max with one set team. Well, meaning your entire roster of heroes. So you can literally use every single character on your account to their fullest extent, at least, and try to push content a bit higher. And that's the fun part. If you get stuck on a boss and your best people are already dead, you can chip away at their health with whoever's left. And then every day we get one team reset. So pretty much on the first day of Twilight opening, you get to do it twice, right? You get to use your entire roster until you can't anymore, and then you could reset and use your entire roster again. Then after that, it's only once a day in general, so you'll just get one round of attempts each day. So every chapter has, I don't think we can't really see, no, we can't see the whole listing of chapters here, but they start out with these basic ones with different bonds. You're going to have different bonds suggested, and you can go with what is strongest for your account. Now, if people beat this first before us, oh gosh, people are already on this. Oh no, I'm not even in the top 10 already? Oh god, this is what I get for waking up late. As people beat the certain rounds, they get on the leaderboard. And along with that, it makes it easier for everyone. So there's something called Herald's Power here. So each level of Herald's Power reduces the damage and max HP of enemies by 2%, up to a total of 10 levels. This buff can be claimed from the speedrun leaderboard and only takes effect on the current chapter. So by me collecting all of this, I've just made my chapter 1 even easier. So really, it's going to not take too much effort to go through this anyway. But it is just chapter 1. But that's how that works. So if other people do it before you, it's going to be easier for you. So if you're not one to care about the leaderboards or trying to be the first one, that's something to consider. Now, at the end, actually, let me go back. At the end of every chapter, there is a reward. You can see this is for the final boss battle. So there's going to be a bunch of these multi-selection where you get to choose what to fight. There's going to be a mini boss or two along the way as well. And there's going to be the final dragon boss at the end. And that's what will give this a reward here. Besides the rewards for each chapter you complete, which actually are quite amazing, guys. Let's scroll through. So you'll get these hero selection cards where you can get Nautilus, Anaruda, or Pregor copies, which is really great to start maxing them out. You'll get summoning tickets, just another way to get summons. Ooh, and we have Horn of Healing early on. Okay, Horn of Healing is one that I do not have yet personally, so I'm looking forward to grabbing that. But you want duplicates of these divine prototypes anyway to make them higher levels, just like the heroes. It looks like we have Horn of Healing and Ring of Greed a little bit higher. So hopefully I will get through 12 again and be able to get those. I doubt I will make it to 15 and get another copy though. But yeah, those are kind of some amazing rewards you can get along the way. And then at the very end, there is an overall ranking. And the ranking is based on who goes the farthest in the fastest. So if you're the first person to wake up in the morning and push the content right after reset, and you can be the first one to do something, like, let's see, is anyone stuck at the same spot? No, they're kind of all over the place. If they're stuck at the same spot, whoever did it faster is going to be above. And so along with that, you get some amazing rewards, including Divine Prototype, which is the main thing I'm always looking for here, and G Mutation Crystal level 2. This is how I got my Hyper Evolution started for Luke and Masrani. And yeah, Luke and Masrani so far. I had enough for 2 heroes after I finished the last Twilight. But you have to accrue this first, so keep that in mind. So that's just one of those things. You will get it from Twilight. Everyone will get some. That's really nice to see, though. I wish you kind of got extra. Oh, everyone gets the same. It's just the top 100 or lower. Everyone gets 20 gene mutation. Oh, level 1. Okay, so you want to be in the top 10 in order to get the higher level. So that's where this comes in. Level 2 is for Triple S heroes. Level 1 is only for non-Triple S heroes. So keep that in mind, that if you can push yourself to be in the top 10, that's great. I'm a little bit worried that I have such a late start today, and that's going to affect me overall. Because last time when I started, and I actually placed 5th, which was amazing because the rewards were really good. Or did I place 3rd? No, I haven't placed 3rd yet. Oh yeah, I did. I placed 3rd last time. I actually hit my 3rd, didn't I? Yes, I placed 5th once, and have I placed 3rd? Now I'm going crazy. No, I placed 5th because I was really excited just to get the prototype. Anyway, sorry. I'm rambling now. Yeah. As as you get up there in rewards, I mean, it's obviously better, and you do want these. You want these rewards. They're very, very good. So that's basically the rewards here. I mean, you could see how nice they are. This is a really good place. It's worth it trying to push to be the fastest. And I'm worried that I'm going to miss out because I started so late today. Ugh, it might screw me for the whole thing just because I started late the first day, honestly. But that's something to keep in mind. If you want to be really competitive about this, then go ahead and try to start as early as you can. All right, let's actually go into one battle. I just want to show you as well here. So we're talking about the bonds as well. So I should give a quick overview of all the different bonds. So there are going to be different ones, but just because they're a certain thing doesn't mean you have to use it. It's just going to benefit you overall. Except there are some spots where using the Generalist bond is going to be the most helpful. So why don't I go in? I'm going to go into the tank bond here. You can see what each bond does and which heroes are suggested for each thing. Simple enough. So the Generalist bond is going to be the go-to for most people, I would say, for just quickly pushing the content. You can just put a basic group of people in here and just push all the way through until you actually notice it's hard and you're worried about people dying. Don't let anyone die, though. Don't let anyone die. So you could, or you could actually just use a typical core team of like like Crete and Leo with Rez boosting a damage dealer and a healer. Like, you don't have to use even any of these bonds until you really need to. And sometimes using something that's not even a bond is the most helpful. For example, one of the ones I like to give as an example, I don't know what that was happening there. One of my best examples here would probably be Crete and Leo with, let's scroll, Boda, Masrani, double healers, double tanks, and a Bailey. This is going to be really good for the tank bond, actually. It's kind of weird because you wouldn't think it would be, but it is. It really is. So the tank bond here, there is like a special bonus, like if you're using the tank bond, but it's really not as impactful, honestly, to use the tank bond in this. And then, and honestly, the this core team does a really, really good job. So keep that in mind, and even just try a core team. Like, I would try this team again with Rez. Not even any bond. Well, technically it's one level of Vanguard bond, but just this to push through some content is going to be just fine as well. But if you want to go Generalist bond, what we'd probably do is go like Luke for AoE decreased defense, and then we'd go a tank to finish it off, right? So like, boom, there's some extra protection. We have Generalist Bond. The Generalist Bond is going to save you the most because that one is one where you can avoid getting one shot. So that's really, really helpful as well. And that can work against any bond. It doesn't have to be one that suggests the Generalist Bond. There are some exceptions now. When you're going to against one that's dealing with a hunter, they have these annoying shields. So when you're going against the hunter bond bosses, you want to take out the bosses first because they're shielding the rest of the team. So if you can prevent the shields from going on everyone else, it'll make everyone else a lot easier to kill as well. So try to go in manual those bosses, take out at least one boss at a time even, then move on to the ads for that one. Let's see. Let's go through the Vanguard bosses. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Vanguards get a bit of extra damage here, and the good thing, ignore their actual damage reduction too. So that's really gonna help. And so just another place where Leo's gonna be amazing, right? Or if you have those Artos as well built for damage, he might actually be quite helpful here. Assassin Bond. This is one I typically don't end up using. I end up going, if I go against the Assassin boss, I just have used the Generalist Bond. But yeah, Assassin inflicts damage, target reduces their energy. So they reduce their energy. That one's suggested. Of course, if you have Bailey, Randall, and Rakana. I do have my Randall built more tanky now, so that might be something I test out and see how it goes. Hunter Bond, again, that's the shield. Okay, Energy Bond. This is typically with the Spider boss is the Energy Bond one that's suggested. This is good for a lot of AoE, and this is because they're also good against summoners. But you could go ahead with your energy heroes and come in against something like this. Like, look at, we have a Muka here. If Muka's one of the annoying ads or someone that does summons, you might end up using some an energy bond to go against them as well. It's like you got to kind of figure out what's going to work for your roster and what fits your heroes best as well. But there's also some bosses that are energy, like you'll have like one or two bosses, or the boss at the end suggests an energy bond, and that's where even their single target damage dealers like Nautilus are going to come in handy. It's not only AoE here with in North Sorietta. Keep in mind, I know we think of a lot of the energy heroes as our best AoE champs, but there are some that are actually amazing single target multi-hit damage as well, and they are really going to shine, especially against the bosses. So I can't forget the summoners. That's also one of the bonds as well. Now, this was a newer boss added last round to the rotation for Twilight Lands. And again, just allied summon, yeah, the summons do more damage here. Summons do more damage against those ones. But that's only going to be in effect against those, so there's really no use to use the summoner bond unless you're going against that boss specifically, I believe. Unless there might be a battle spirit. That might be, yeah, I think that's the new boss, so don't worry about that bond too much, but overall you're looking for the Generalist Bond, or to try to match with what they're suggesting, or, like I said, sometimes you can get creative and realize that you're a core team of 2 tanks, or 2 vanguards, 2 healers, and a damage dealer might surprise you too. So play around, experiment, and the best thing is, this is a hot mess, but let's, the best thing is you can cancel. So if you're like, if you're worried about things dying, go to 1x speed, go slow, don't let it go too fast. If you mess up and you're like, oh crap, someone died, no, I don't want them to die, pause, hit quit, try it again. And of course, the best suggestion will always be manual everything. You don't need to early on where it's super easy, but once it starts getting hard, targeting one thing to kill at a time can be really helpful, especially on some of the bosses like there's like a dual hunter bond one sometimes. It's like a mini boss that you want to make sure if you kill one of them at a time, it's a lot easier. And same thing with like the dragons at the end. If you kill their dragon spirit, the little summon that they do, that is something you want to make sure you kill before you worry about just tackling the boss. And you want to make sure someone's actually going to time that correctly to, like I put in Nautilus against that boss, and you want to time it correctly. So use your manual, get familiar with it, get comfortable with what people are doing. To be honest, Twilight's probably one of the places that got me using manual the most. from playing this game, because for the most part, it's been pretty easy just to go through and auto everything, and then it gets to a point where it's just too hard. I'm not to the point where I can finish Twilight Lands yet, but I'm hoping I get there, and I'm hoping each round gets better. But it's going to take practice. It's going to take some time. Make sure before you go into Twilight... Oh, wait, I'm a hypocrite. There's one thing you should do before you start your Twilight push for the day. Wait for it. Ready? So, number one, make sure all your heroes are well geared. But don't forget about something super valuable in this game now. Guild Hunt. Boom, we have rewards, don't we? Yes, we do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to collect my rewards. And I'm going to go to my bag and collect those rewards properly. Then we're going to use them, because before I start grinding Twilight, I want my people to be the best they can be. Now, I was starting to work on my summoners. I do want to get them more damage and HP, so I'm probably going to go that route, actually. That's actually perfect for what I wanted to do for my summoners. So I might as well go ahead, finish this, and do what I can with what I was starting to work on. So my summoners, boom, they got some extra damage. They're starting to get some HP. And I'm starting to just max out all the damage side of things, and now I can start working on my survivability. Of course, HP for my summon though, but do this before you start grinding your Twilight as well. That's just one little tip to finish out here. But yeah, overall, just experiment. Take advantage of the fact that you can restart. And if you want to be competitive, do remember that it is based on the order that you finish. So you should try to do as much as you can in one day, and then every other day is just pushing through the spot you're stuck at. So hope this was helpful to you guys. I will try to have some other videos out a little bit more detailed talking about each bond in the future, so stay tuned for that, and I will have articles to go along with those for hellhades.com. But that's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.